Hello student, once again welcome back to my channel after a long break. As you are now in class 12, I am going to start class 12 biology syllabus. I'll cover the chapters according to your NCERT book. So before starting the first chapter, please go through your biology syllabus. So this is your syllabus. So in biology book, you are going to get total 5 units. So first unit name is reproduction. Under this unit, there are total 4 chapters, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this unit will carry total 14 marks in board exam. Next unit is genetics and evolution, and under this unit there comes 3 chapters 5, 6, 7, and it will carry total 18 marks. Next, biology in human welfare, and 8, 9, 10 chapter comes under this unit and it will carry total 14 marks. Next unit is biotechnology. Chapter 11 and 12 come under this unit and it will carry total 10 marks. And last unit is ecology, and chapter 13, 14, 15, 16 will comes under this unit and it will carry total 14 marks. Now start the first chapter. So the first chapter of your book is reproduction in organism. So this is the first page of your chapter. So in this page, just the definition of lifespan and some important point is given. So here I am writing the important point from this para. So first, the definition of lifespan is given. So what is lifespan? So lifespan means the period which begins from birth and end with the natural death of an organism is known as lifespan. It means suppose this is the birth time of an organism and this is the natural death time of an organism. So this time period is known as lifespan. Means that death time should be natural death, it should not be accidental death. So that time from birth to natural death, the long period is known as lifespan. Second point, the lifespan is not correlated with the size of an organism. Example, crow and parrot. It means the lifespan is not depend on the size of the organism. For example, crow and parrot. The size of the crow is slightly bigger than the parrot, but the lifespan of parrot is longer than the crow. It means the lifespan is not dependent or not related with the size of the organism. Next important point, no individual is immortal. It means all individuals are counted as mortal except some single cell organism. For example, an adult amoeba when become older then divided into 2 daughter cells having same DNA and structure. So amoeba is also known as immortal. It means what? Suppose this is the structure of a mature amoeba. This is its nucleus. So when this amoeba become mature, it divided and give rise to 2 another daughter cell, which are a Xerox copy of the parent. So at the same time, the nucleus also divided. One nucleus come to one daughter cell, another nucleus come to another daughter cell. Again, when this daughter amoeba also become mature, they again divided and give rise to another daughter cell. It means in case of amoeba, no death takes place. Only the parent cell split into 2 and give rise to 2 daughter cell. It means no death takes place. Only the parent cell break and give rise to daughter cell. Again, this daughter cell again when become mature, they again divided and give rise to that new offspring again. So no death takes place there. That's why amoeba is known as immortal. So if in question paper come why amoeba is called immortal, then you have to explain like this. Next, this is the next page of your NCERT book. In this book, the lifespan of some animals are given. Suppose, for example, first elephant lifespan is 65 to 90. Then rose lifespan is 5 to 7 years. Like this, in this page, the lifespan of some organisms are given. Dog, butterfly, crow, then banana tree, cow, parrot, crocodile, horse, fruit fly, rice plant, tortoise and banyan tree. So you have to just heard the lifespan of these animals. Next, go for the next page of your NCERT book. So in the next page, definition of reproduction is given. So reproduction is defined as the biological process in which an organism gives rise to young one offspring similar to itself. Means reproduction is the biological process in which from parent cells the offsprings are produced and which are similar to their parents. And another important point is given here that depending upon whether one parent is involved in reproduction or two parents is involved in the process, the reproduction is divided into two types that are asexual and sexual. So the summary of this para is written here like this. Look, reproduction is a biological process by which an organism produces its offspring similar to itself. This is the definition of reproduction. The offspring grow, mature, and in turn produce new offspring, and thus there is a cycle of birth, growth, and death. It means the life is a cycle of birth, growth, and death. The process of reproduction, all living organisms maintain their population and ensure, ensure the continuity of species. So by the process of reproduction, all living organisms maintain their population with generation after generation. Then basic fact of reproduction. So in the reproduction process, if single parent is involved, that type of reproduction is called asexual reproduction. Whereas if double parents is involved, that type of reproduction is called that type of reproduction is called sexual reproduction. So reproduction is of two types, asexual and sexual. When single parent involved, that is called asexual reproduction. When double parent involved, that is called sexual reproduction. And again, under the sexual reproduction, there are two types, unisexual parent or bisexual parents. So unisexual parents means what? Unisexual parents means the sexual reproduction where means one parent has only one type of sex. Suppose in human beings, there is one male, another female. And then after reproduction, the offspring is produced. And bisexual parents means what? Bisexual parents means in this type of organism, in the same parents, both male organ and female organ is present. That type of parent is called bisexual parent. For example, atom. Atom means in the body of atom, both male organ and female organ is present in the same body of the atom. But in case of atom, though the atom has the both male and female organ, still in atom the the reproduction takes place between two atom. It means suppose this is one atom, it has this male part and this is the female part. This is another atom, it has this male part, this is female part. So the male part of this atom reproduce with the female part of another atom. So in case of atom, though they are bisexual, still reproduction takes place between different parents. And another bisexual parent is tapeworm. But in case of tapeworm, the reproduction takes place between the same parent. So question may come, give one example of bisexual parents where reproduction takes place between two different parents. Then you have to write the name example as atom. And the bisexual parents where the reproduction takes place between the same parent, you have to write the example of tapeworm. Next, reproduction is of two types, sexual and asexual. Already I have told you. Then come to the again. So in this space, next, asexual reproduction is given. The definition of asexual reproduction is given and the term clone is given here. So in asexual reproduction, a single parent is involved, and from the single parent, the daughter cells are produced or offsprings are produced. The offsprings which are produced from the parents are the Xerox copy of the parents. And that's why that type of offspring is known as clone. Means the clone term is used in case of asexual reproduction only. It means the offspring which are exactly Xerox copy of their parents, that type of offsprings are known as clone. So the clone term is used only in case of means asexual reproduction. So that is written here. Look, sorry, just a minute. Yeah, asexual reproduction. So a single parent producing offspring having the same DNA and same morphological structure is asexual reproduction, and the term clone is used. Next, In asexual reproduction, gametes are not formed. Cell division are only mitotic, means no meiosis cell division takes place in asexual reproduction. These are the characteristics of asexual reproduction. The new individual formed are usually genetically identical to the parents, as the offsprings are directly produced from single parent. That's why they are genetically also similar with their parents. Multiplication occurs rapidly. Next, asexual reproduction is common among the single cell organism and in plants and animals with simple organization. Next, the cell division in itself is a mode of reproduction in Protista and Moneras. Example, amoeba and bacteria. It means suppose in amoeba and bacteria, just by cell division, the offsprings are produced from the mother cell, or means parent cell. The parent cell divided into two to give rise to new individual. Already I have explained. The next type of asexual reproduction are given below. First one is fission. Fission can be further classified as binary fission. So fission means what? Fission means just splitting, just breakdown. It means the body of an individual divided into two equal halves. Example, amoeba. The reproduction of amoeba, already I have explained. That process is called fission. Binary means bi means two. So in this case, the parent body is thus breakdown into two offspring. That's why it is called binary fission. Another is budding. Budding means an outgrowth or bud developed and grow, constrict at the base and separates from the parent body. Example, yeast and hydra. So in case of yeast and hydra, this type of reproduction is shown. So in this case, just from the parent body, some bud-like structure are grow, and at the base position, they are separated from the parent body, and from that portion, a new individual can grow. So this process is called budding, and this is the example of budding. And look this. So this is the parent body. From outgrowth is developed first, then at the base portion, the outgrowth is separated, and from this bud, a new individual can grow. Example is yeast and hydra. Then zoospore, microsporic motile structure. Example is Chlamydomonas. So what is zoospore? If question come, you have to write zoospore are some microscopic structure, means minute structure, but they are motile, means they can move. So this is the structure of zoospore. Then conidia, non-motile and exogenous spores in sane. Example is penicillium. So look, this is the penicillium. So these are the conidia, means these conidia are non-motile, means they are also minute, but they are non-motile, means they can't move. Zoospore can move with the help of flagella present in them. So this is the structure of zoospore, and these are the flagella, and these are the conidia. They are non-motile. Example is penicillium. Then ancestration. During unfavorable condition, organisms like amoeba cover themselves with three-layer hard covering or cyst, and this is called ancestration. So this is the structure. It means during unfavorable condition, what happened? The amoeba, look, just a minute. So this is the structure. Look, this is the amoeba. So this is amoeba. So when unfavorable condition come, they form a hard coating around themselves so that they can survive. And within the hard coating, their nucleus divided and their cell divided multiple times and finally form multiple offspring. And when the favorable condition come, this hard coating burst and these multiple cells, means offspring, come out, and means cell or each will walk as a new individual and grow into a mature amoeba. So this is the explanation of ancestration. Next, sporulation. On a return of the favorable condition, it divided into multiple fission within the cyst and produced many amoeba. So this is the this is if question come in unfavorable condition, how amoeba multiply itself or give rise to offspring, then you have to explain this. Next, go for the next point, that is sporulation occur by tiny single-cell thin wall spores that are extremely resistant to environmental extremes. The spores form new individuals. It commonly occurs in Monera, Protista, fungi, and algae. Then spores formed can be following main types, that are zoospore, that is Chlamydomonas. In Chlamydomonas, zoospores are produced, Conidia in Penicillium, buds in Hydra, and gamules in spores. So this is the example of diagram of gamule. Next, fragmentation. Fragmentation is a method of asexual reproduction where the body of the organism break into small pieces called the fragments, and each segments grow into an adult individual. So this is the example of fragmentation. Suppose example starfish. So in this starfish, this one arm is suppose break. Then from this broken arm, again it can regenerate itself, and it can, from the broken arm, a new individuals can form. So this type of reproduction is called fragmentation. Then vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction is a form of asexual reproduction occurring in plants in which a new plant grows from a fragment or cutting of parent plant or specialized reproductive structure. So vegetative reproduction, from the name you can understand. So vegetative means in this type of reproduction, a new offspring can grow from any vegetative part of the plant. So vegetative reproduction are found in plant only, and a new plant can grow from any vegetative part, and that's why this type of reproduction is called vegetative reproduction, since offspring can grow from vegetative part. The unit structure required for this process, which give rise to a new plant, is called vegetative propagal. So what is vegetative propagal? Vegetative propagals means the particular vegetative part from where a new offspring can grow. That vegetative part is called vegetative propagal. Following structure can act as the vegetative propagals: runner, tuber, buds, bulb, corm, suckers, planters, etc. It can be done artificially by cutting, grafting, layering, tissue culture, and offset. So these are the example of vegetative reproduction. Suppose this is potato. In potato, these are the eyes, and these eyes will work as a vegetative propagal. Means from this eye, new plant can grow. This is ginger. In ginger, this rhizome act as a vegetative propagal. From look, this ginger, these roots are grow, and from the upper end, these new buds are coming out, and from this buds, new plants can grow. This is onion, and this is the advantageous bud, and this from this, in this case, from leaf, new plants can grow. That's why in this type of plant, the leaf will work as a vegetative propagal. So these are the example of vegetative reproduction. Since the formation of this structure does not involve two parents, so they comes under asexual reproduction. So if question comes, why vegetative reproduction is called asexual reproduction, it may, then you have to write, in vegetative reproduction, no involvement of two parents takes place. That's why it comes under asexual reproduction. Then this is the example of fragmentation in case of plant. Starfish is the example of fragmentation also, but that is in case of animal. But for plant example of fragmentation, you have to give the example of Spirogyra. Here the body break into two parts, and each part grow into a new plant. Example, Spirogyra. Look, this is the plant parent body, then it fragmented, means 2-3 part, and from each fragment new individual can grow. The terror of Bengal, it is a aquatic plant, that is water hyacinth. Then Econia, which is one of the most invasive weed found growing in standing water. It drains oxygen from water, which led to the death of the fishes. So this is the picture of water hyacinth, and it is known as terror of Bengal. Why it is called terror of Bengal? Because it will cover the whole surface. It covered the, suppose this is the structure of pond, so it will cover the whole surface, and as a result the sun ray cannot enter into the water, and as a result there will be a deficiency of oxygen, and as a result what happened, the aquatic animal and plant which is present there means they die. That's why it is known as terror of Bengal. The site of origin of new plantlets in the plant, the nodes present in the modified stand of this plant. Whenever these nodes come from contact with damp soil and the water, they produce root and new plant. Similarly, adventitious bud arises from the nodes present at the margin of the leaves of bryophyllum. Look, this is. So this is the summary of the asexual reproduction. So what we have taught in this video, the asexual reproduction, it is of 5 types. First one is fission. Fission means the parent body is divided, split into 2 parts, and that's why it is called, means fission means breakdown. Parent body breakdown and give rise to 2 daughter cells. That's why it comes under fission. Example is amoeba. Then from spore, so these are from zoospore, conidia. Asexual reproduction means new individual can produces by formation of different types of spores. That comes under sporulation, and this is zoospore, and this is conidia. Next, regeneration. Regeneration means in this process, from the means segmented part or breakdown part of any organism, the cells again regenerate, and from each broken part a new individual can grow. Next is budding. Example is hydra or yeast, means from some bud-like structure arises from the parent body, and then these buds are separated and they can walk as a new individual. Last is visitative propagation, which are found in mainly in case of plant. So these are the different types of asexual reproduction. So that's all for today's video. In my next video, I'm going to explain about the sexual reproduction. Thank you.